Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios and brought to you by our official sponsor, the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author, Mia Mulson's The Missing, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. We're here with a terrific gentleman who's a multi-talented college student, motivational speaker, and also an entrepreneur, writer, blogger, and a podcast host as well. What's a podcast? We'll find out in a few minutes. He has a high-functioning personality on the autism spectrum with a mission to show people to basically not be fixed or broken, normal, and show the world that you can succeed as well too in anything you want. Plus, spread the mission and the good word about the podcast and the not-for-profit as well too. We'll find more about that. Also, he has just over 18,000 downloads featuring NASCAR drivers. Armani Williams, also American Idol's James Durbin, and also Dr. Temple Grandin of Colorado State University, also animal science and WWE legend Mick Foley, and also one of the guests I had on the show, Kanan McElwain, a name that many of them are familiar with. He also made the top 10 in People's Choice Awards. We'll get to more about that. Live, ladies and gentlemen, the Plus Studios in beautiful downtown Bloomington, Indiana, the home of Indiana University, multi-talented college student, motivational speaker, entrepreneur, writer, blogger, and the podcast host of Autism Rocks and Rolls, the podcast, also same by the name corporation, Autism Rocks and Rolls. So find out about that. The multi-talented, ladies and gentlemen, Sam Mitchell. Sam, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Good. I gotta say, brother, before we begin, you got an excellent radio voice. I'm saying that because I'm an intern at a radio station, so I've been studying it a little bit.
Oh, really? Okay, well, that's a very nice compliment. And what radio station do you work for?
WQRK 105.5. If you don't mind me standing up, I can share the logo right here.
Show them off and show why you can. That's amazing. So what does WQRK play?
Classic. Classic rock, classic country, a little bit of mixture.
Oh, wow. Okay, and this is on campus?
This is actually in another town that's very close to me called Bedford, Indiana.
Bedford, Indiana. Okay. All right. Well, make sure everybody tune in to WQRK 105.5 FM and show it off once again. WQRK,
Right.
show it loud and proud. WQRK 105.5 FM. I'm going to write that down as well, too, and I'm going to tune that in. And by the way, what is the website in case anybody wants to listen?
You can probably type in WQRK on the search engine optimization, and I'm sure the website will pop up somewhere. I just can't remember off the top of my head.
Okay, and when can we listen to you? What shift do you have? Do you work Monday through Friday?
I have the very early morning shift. So what I do a lot of times is weather, and I also do the intros for the Son Duncan show.
Oh, nice.
And
okay.
Son Duncan show is pretty much a radio show. Plays music, do some ads. Pretty cool.
Nice. Okay. And this is in the mornings then, Monday through Friday you're doing?
Monday morning, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Nice.
I'm not going to be on soon, though, because I have to go back to college. So you better check it in while I'm still there.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. Well, make sure we tune in WQRK 105.5 FM. That's the shameless plug. And of course, I'm on KFYR AM 550. KFYR.com, 99.7 FM, and iHeartRadio. You can get to listen to me from time to time as well, too. And I can see you being a talent as well, too. And now you're multi-talented. You're also a multi-talented college student, motivational speaker, entrepreneur, writer, blogger, and of course, you got the podcast host called Autism Rocks and Rolls, and you have a high-functioning personality on the autism spectrum, which you're doing an amazing job at. And basically, it's a mission to show people to not be fixed or broken, and basically be normal in the world and be successful autism, and spread the mission and spread the word about the podcast, nonprofit, and WQRK 105.5 FM. If you want to keep standing up, you can do so as well. I'll let you have all the plugs you want, Sam. I mean, 18.3 downloads and more, and great guests. And before getting to all that, especially the Autism Rock and Rolls, tell us how you first got started, Sam.
Okay, I can go into that. So I started to join my high school's media club, and I fell in love with the podcasting so much, man. I just knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to do something with the podcasting, and that was when Autism Rocks and Rolls was born. It was mainly out of my school's podcast called Thundercast, which was a school's podcast me and several peers did. I don't work on it anymore. Some other students have taken the reins on it. However, that was probably a blast while working on it. Want to do my own. But now I'm going to college for broadcasting and hopefully expand on the audio knowledge I have.
Oh, it's amazing. And what year are you currently at Indiana University?
The year I'm going into is my last year.
Oh, senior, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. And what are your plans afterwards? Are you going to continue at WQRK? Do you have any jobs
It's
lined
a
up or?
possibility. I might do wrestling commentating. I don't know, buddy.
Oh, wow. Okay. Who's some of your favorite wrestlers?
Well, Mick Foley for one.
Mm-hmm.
Also had the privilege. Can't speak today. I've also had the privilege of having Kane on,
Mm-hmm.
the one who threw fire, uh, the one that would shoot fire coming down. It's pretty cool. I've also had a lot of really cool other wrestlers on there, like Al Snow, Rob Van Dam, Buff Bagwell,
Oh, wow.
Victoria.
Oh,
It's
my
been a fun
gosh.
ride with those wrestlers.
How long have you been a wrestling fan?
Oh my gosh, man, since I was 6 years old.
Wow. Okay. And of course, you're going to graduate about 21, 22, 16 years. Oh my gosh, that's so amazing. Maybe you'll work for the WWE one day. Maybe take over Vince McMahon's job. What do you think?
Oh boy, I might not be the most patient CEO out there, but I'll give her a shot.
There you go. I think all the wrestlers in the world can look up to you. In fact, I had quite a few on my show too. Are you familiar with Roxy Astor and the Glow Group, Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling? Are you familiar with that?
I've heard
Roxy
of Gorgeous
Astor?
Ladies of Wrestling. I've heard of it, but that was when they were playing a Hall of Fame speech and they briefly mentioned it.
Okay. Well, that, Matilda the Hun, and quite a few others. And how about some other classics like the Million Dollar Man? Everyone's got a
Oh,
price for $1 million man. Ha 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 ha.
oh yeah, you can't go wrong with the Million Dollar Man. I didn't get the chance to meet him, but I did see him when I was meeting other wrestlers. They had this big local wrestling convention at the Square Circle Expo in Indianapolis.
Hmm.
And I always try to go there. And sometimes I'll be a vendor, and being a vendor allows me to see some privileges. Let's call it
Hmm.
that. And one of the privileges was I got to meet several of the wrestlers, kind of cut the line a little bit, maybe. But I
Oh,
didn't get the chance to meet the Million Dollar Man, but I did get a chance to like visually, eye him, like
hmm.
eye
Be,
look
be
at.
up close, rub shoulders, everything like that. At least get the presence and everything. And how about the Honky Tonk Man?
He was another one I did not meet, but I did see another eye to eye.
Hmm. Yeah, and I remember those days as well too, going back to 80s Glow Wrestling and everything else. And of course, you had Mick Foley had on. And what'd you have Mick Foley on for? What'd you guys talk about?
So the wrestling clearly, but fun fact, his son is on the autism spectrum.
Oh, really? Who's that?
Mickey.
Okay. So you got Mick and Mickey. That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know where he chose Mickey, probably the easiest name out there. But
Hmm.
according to him, I guess according to him, he said he should have realized it sooner because he was trying to make ends meet when he was dwindling down.
Right. Yeah. And of course, it might be a podcast like you and everything like that. So, and besides wrestling, being on a radio station as well, too, and your senior year in broadcasting, and just kind of go back to the broadcasting bit. And what was that one precise moment that got you into broadcasting? What was that one moment that simply says, I want to do radio?
Okay, we can get into that. So it was getting to know people. So through the podcast, we meet people clearly. But here's the
Mm-hmm.
cool part. Not everyone shares the same story. Not
Mm-hmm.
everyone does the exact similar things. Not everyone likes the same things. Clearly, that's something Autism Rocks and Rolls does believe in. We believe everyone's different, but we also have different experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, for example, I don't know if you had to do this or not, but maybe you never had to use the bathroom in the woods. Well, you got a guy who did right here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying you haven't. I don't know if you have, but that's an example right there. Or maybe you like vanilla cake. I like chocolate. I mean, it's just experiences.
Okay. All right. And of course, you play some classic rock. And who are some of your favorite, singers and bands growing up?
Okay, well, it's not growing up. I'm still current liking them. But Elvis Presley,
Hmm.
Nickelback, AC/DC,
Wow.
Queen, Motley Crue. I mean, it's all the typical American favorites.
Hmm. And
Now, some of you might be surprised I wouldn't like. I never really understood My Chemical Romance. I never understood them.
really, why is that?
Yeah, I don't know, to be honest with you. I always listened. I thought I should like this, but there's something about it. It's like it doesn't work. To me, maybe it's because it's the same type of rock I hear every day. When you hear something similar, blah, 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 all right, we've heard it before. all these bands I like have something where they stand out.
Mm-hmm. And certainly does as well too. And of course, you also have some other people as well too. Dr. Temple Grandin of Colorado State. You also had James Durbin and NASCAR driver Armani Williams, and just some great guests you had on.
Yeah, it's been a journey, man. I mean, a lot of them I got on through asking. So Temple, we got to call her. She actually called us because we left her an email. Then I'm listening to music. My mom's phone's ringing. Temple Grant speaking. And of course, I'm like, okay, cool. Mom's about to hit the floor because she used her materials to teach.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's kind of comical. I about hit the floor and Mick agreed to come on my show. I met him before several times, but it was just through like local meet and greets. But this
Mm-hmm.
was like, holy crap, he wants me for 30 minutes.
Oh wow.
That one was through how some other wrestling podcasts I was on kind of went behind the scenes and made it happen. But then others were through volunteering or simply by asking. And that's some life advice I can give to young men, women, entrepreneurs, and old women and men and entrepreneurs.
Mm-hmm.
Ask for it. Don't don't tuck your tail in. Literally, just ask. They say no. Who gives a dang?
Right.
They just said no. It's not going to hurt you. Just ask. It
Mm-hmm.
could be a yes, and what can that lead you to? Do you really know? It's highly likely no. But is that for sure no? Answer no.
I like that. I like your persistence right there, Sam. And of course, you got your Autism Rock and Rolls corporation as well, too, being a motivational speaker, entrepreneur. And besides being a podcast host, you've got a lot going on. We'll talk more about the amazing Sam Mitchell. But first, listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by SonicWeb Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. SonicWeb Studios is the answer. SonicWeb Studios offers fast, affordable customized designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, time to give an official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international award-winning author Mia Molson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is illusion and those who love be the first go missing. It's available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson-Zia has got great reviews in E11 and enjoyed by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassie, Forge Riley, and Manils. So grab your copy today for it goes Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon. Also, check out the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com and over 40 podcast platforms. Heard in 100 countries, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, also Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, Apple Music, as well as Podbean and Pandora and Odyssey and Apple Music as well, too. And make sure you subscribe on BitChute, Rumble, and YouTube, and follow us on all social media like Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, Threads, and more. Take us with you on any mobile device. And for great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com. Check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast, t-shirts, pop sockets, throw pillows, tote bags, hoodies. Makes great gifts 24/7. Go to Amazon.com. Check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com/Mia Molson-Zia for great books like Missing, Once, and Wrinkles. Also t-shirts, pop sockets, hoodies, phone cases, and more. Amazon.com/Mia Molson-Zia. Check it out today and support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. We heard the multi-talented college student from Indiana University, motivational speaker, and the podcast host, Sam Mitchell, here on the Mike Wagner Show. And let's continue with the podcast as well, too. And Autism Rocks and Rolls. And tell us a bit more about the podcast. You have over 18,000 downloads, and you made the top 200 podcast. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. I didn't know about that one, to be honest with you. My parents told me about it. She was like, hey, you're on the top 200 podcasts of Canada. Okay. Thank you. How'd I get it? Don't know.
well, I scratch my head all the time too. It's just like, I can share your story as well too. Someone showed me a chart called with like the top 200 in the US, or like say top 200 in England, top 200 in Germany. And of course you do get some podcasts, and I look, it's like, hey, congratulations. That's really key right there. And you've done as well too, and also a Davey Award winner as well too. And congratulations. The awards just keep going on and on for you.
Yeah, they do keep going on. Davy Award winner was one I just found online. I thought, this would be a good fit. See how that
Mm-hmm.
works. Okay, yep. And I was expecting to win down because I thought, oh boy, competition is high. Well, you know what? I think I found a good one though, at least decent. It was about autism ladies and the clinic world, how clinics can help those on the spectrum. And it's learning about something that they can learn is it's so frustrating that when you turn 18, adulthood hits. That happens in America. We all turn adults. Well, it's so stupid. A lot of services stop when you turn 18 for the autism spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
That was the main message of that clip. And that got me a silver award in education and I think something else for DEI, I think. Equality, inclusion.
Yes, it is. The DEI, I've had a guess about that, talking about the DEI. That's been the big thing these days. DEI.
Yeah, but we need that because it's so frustrating that we don't get that in the workplace. I still see, you know, racism in the workplace. Thank God I don't go in a place like that. But I still see it. Sometimes it's very frustrating because not saying at my current job that I would never love those guys to death, but certain times when I've been in school, which I kind of consider work because it was, the way of going to a job, I got
Mm-hmm.
excluded. And what for? Nothing. I don't know what I did wrong. And I'll tell you what I did wrong was absolutely nothing. I mean, I was trying to socialize with them the best way I understood, but it was different than them. And they couldn't get past different.
Hmm. And that's the part where you want to get the message out there. And also the fact that difference, like how do you encourage people to get past the different stage or simply break it down, autism told plain and simple, as in plain language, or like say, those books like, so and so for dummies. It's like talking to autism, about dummies or something like that. So you get what I'm
Well,
saying.
if I could write a book I put for dummies, the first thing that people need to understand is be kind about it, one. And two, um, the best way what you can do to help those on the spectrum is you can't be self-absorbed in the conversation. Maybe I want to talk about Washington, D.C. because I went there. Well, you have this guy blabbing his mouth about Morgan Wallen. Well,
Washington, D.C., Morgan Wallen. I don't see how that mixes.
well, hey, Morgan Wallen may have went to D.C., but in all seriousness, you can't be the dominant one by talking about Morgan Wallen all the time if you want to
Mm-hmm.
talk to us. You
Mm-hmm.
got to bend a little bit and talk about DC. Now,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be hard for us to hear about Morgan Wallen because we may not like Morgan Wallen or Morgan Wallen's just not our cup of tea. Yes, but can some people on the spectrum do it? Yes. Now, can everyone on the spectrum do it? No. That's what else is frustrating. People forget there's a spectrum. When you hear autism, people think, oh, he's not going to be able to brush his teeth. Oh, he's not going to go get a job. Oh, he's going to have the mind of a 3-year-old. And I hate the terms functioning because it's harsh because you're downgrading them. But I think you need to be realistic. So I say the mind of. And some people, I'm not going to lie, I have some friends like this. They have the mind of 3-year-olds. But then you have the middle ground who get some of the world, but maybe realistically they're 39, but they have the mind of a 12-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's me, who's very high functioning, can understand lots of the aspects of the world, how it comes together. But do I act like I'm 21? Probably. Biologically, yes, I'm 21. Mentally, no. I would say I'm 19.
Well, that's close enough. I mean, college student, Bloomington, Indiana, working in a radio station. It's like, to me, it's like you seem pretty normal to me.
Yeah, but here's our thing. What is normal exactly? That
Mm-hmm.
word to me is very unfair. I'm not trying to say you did nothing wrong. I'm not trying to,
Right. Uh-huh.
bash Josh take it like, but that word to me is wrong because who made that? No one is normal. If we all were normal, whatever that word means, we would be like the same topics, having the same conversations, and brother, that would be so stinking boring.
Mm-hmm. It's just like having like the same pizza over and over again or the same birthday cake.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I don't want the same birthday cake. You gotta spice it up, man. They say spice is the variety of life. Brother, that doesn't go with just food. That goes with life itself.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. And of course, you also talk about all the time. You also have your not for profit as well too. We'd like to hear more about the not for profit called Autism Rocks and Rolls.
So what we mainly do with that is the events and the speaking engagements. So the events we have coming up currently is we have a summer concert this weekend. Actually, I will be guest singing with the Hairbangers Ball, Highway to
Nice.
Hell, AC/DC. That's gonna be fun. I will be hosting a motorcycle poker run.
Oh, nice.
I have several online speaking engagements coming up. And then, highly likely, I think this is going to happen for sure, 99.9% sure. In November, I will be going to Daniels, West Virginia to speak, keynote speaker.
Nice. Nice. And you've been keynoting speaker all around, and also I forgot to mention you also you publish a TED Talk which is called Sold Structure. Tell us more about that.
Okay. So, this is about why those on the spectrum need structure. And I'll give you why. It creates a balance of safety for me. If I didn't have structure, my life would be shambled, man. It would be going all over the place, and I can't live like that. I'm very laid back, but do I like some things to be the same? Yes. I like to pretty much have the same order of how I get ready for the day. Usually goes get up, get breakfast, take meds, put on deodorant, brush teeth, get dressed, and then do what else I need to do for the day.
Okay.
That's the same every morning. Now, does it screw up here and there? Yes. Now, I used to, if that would be the case, I have a meltdown. But now, no, not anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But preferably, I want still the same. But I'm not, walking like a robot every time.
Okay. Okay. So basically you like structure, but also a bit of variety.
Right, right. And I
Okay.
used my pinball episode on how those on the spectrum need structure and why it's important. And sometimes pinball brain is why too. Sometimes I'll get what I call pinball brain, and that's just where I'm going. And I need to not take a deep breath and just
Mm-hmm.
don't take a deep breath and relax for a few seconds. It's
Hmm.
just boom, 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 boom. And some people on the spectrum are like that if they don't have structure.
Hmm. When you mention about pinball as well, too, it makes me want to go play pinball. I could see what you're saying. It's like, being a pinball wizard, that's what I more think about. So
Well, hey, I think some days I was born the wrong generation because not only was I a fan of the old music, I liked some of the old arcade games. One of them happens to be pinball.
oh my God, that I love that. And I wish they still had that around instead of people playing on Twitch or get on Discord or play Fortnite 24/7 or even listen to a podcast and playing Fortnite and everything else. And then it's like, yeah, go back
Oh,
to the
me
arcades,
too,
play some
brother. You're
Pac-Man,
not the
play
only
some
one on that
asteroids,
boat.
pinball, yeah.
Yeah, you still see them here and there, but yeah, I'm with you on that one, man. I wish they bring back pinball, brother. I mean, it's so much more. I know it's a little still more technology, but it's more interactive compared to.
Right, right. The thumbs are playing on your phone or whatever it is, and try to hit the bad guys, Candy Crush, you swipe, you thumb swipe, everything else. But yes, it's like having the bells, whistles, the bumpers, the flippers, and also too what I discovered about pinball. It actually increases your hand-eye coordination. If you ever noticed, you learn about angles, taking shots, where to hit the mark, where precisely to hit, and how to handle it, prevent the ball and everything. You learn all of that, but by using the angles and the flippers and actually increases hand-eye coordination a great deal.
Sometimes I wonder that's why I'm good at catching balls. Like literally. I mean like baseballs and basketballs. But I've always thought that myself too, and I did the research. I mentioned that on the episode, but I've always been a little bit of a klutz, so maybe that's helped out a little bit with hand and eye coordination. But an interesting fact I do have is while I may have a lot of good hand-eye coordination that's improved with pinball and with autism, I lack depth perception. I
Hmm.
can't tell the difference between 500 feet and 5 feet.
Hmm. 5 feet and 500 feet. That is an interesting one. So I guess it applies to what you're doing and everything else, and maybe some of the things you mentioned about lack of depth perception, or maybe about senses, or how you see things and everything like that, or maybe just a bit of difference, or just educate about, you mentioned about depth perception. How do you compensate for that, or some of the other skills you lack? How do you compensate for that?
Well, I compensate for depth perception by not driving. That's the honest answer. Is I don't feel comfortable driving because what's going to happen is I'm going to be driving, and in my brain, I ain't hit their rear view mirror, but in reality, I am. And I'm thinking, well, they're so close, they need to move over. But in reality, I'm close.
Mm-hmm. And certainly did as well too. And of course, also another award as well too, that you're also involved in the JAG entrepreneurial project as well.
Yeah. So Jag taught us about job skills, and that taught you how to interview people and do other things on the job, which probably helped me a little bit with this journey. But I was privileged for being selected as a candidate for one of the best business awards. I had to do the whole process, do the interview, they ask questions, dress up, and I did so well. I placed second place.
Nice, congratulations.
Thank you.
So I guess that's the secret, how you got the job in radio. I think we can learn all that. So
Yep, like I said, man, I just do what I can do. I've had to come a long way to get to where I've been, though. I mean, I wasn't myself for a long time, for 15 years. I was excluded, I was bullied, dealt with all the stereotypes. But then I had a light switch go off and realized I don't need to be a people pleaser to get what I need to get.
mm-hmm.
Still be respectful. I don't have to be mean to anyone, thankfully. I thought you had to some days to do that, but you don't. I've learned you don't have to really conform. You still have to a point, but not all the way to where you're just like, yes, sir. Yes,
You're
sir.
just like
Yes, sir.
everybody else, cookie cutter and all that.
Right.
Okay. All right. And also another thing that just came up mind, Kaden McElwain is also a college student as well, too. You had him on your podcast. And what are some of the things that you guys share between you two, you and Kaden?
Well, we're both in college. I'm both on the spectrum is one thing, but I think you can figure that one out.
Mm-hmm.
But something else we share is I think we share similar perceptions of what autism is. I think we both see that, okay, there's a spectrum. There's not one side. We both have the same business mission, as I call it. We both work. He's probably going to work longer than I am, though, because I have to go back to college. And I would also say something else we have in common is sometimes we like YouTube. I mean, we like to use it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe now it's for different purposes. He likes video games. I like to just watch wrestling clips or do research.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think we both, if I remember correctly, we both like the heat. We hate the cold.
Well, then again, Indiana's a good place to have it both ways. Just keep it warm and everything. Not too hot, not too cold. Just just keep it warm. That's all.
Yeah, keep it. But here's my problem. I like the heat, man. I like spicy food. I like the weather spicy too. Bring the heat. I'd rather be in 90-degree weather than below 32.
Mm-hmm. And ideally, you talk about the heat and weather, and of course, another thing comes to mind. Where would you be right now, or where would you like to go?
Well, I mean, Florida, man. I mean, who doesn't like Florida, and who doesn't like Hawaii? I mean, it's tropical, brother.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. And I can see what you're saying too. And of course, having a business mind and everything else. We'll have more on that with Sam Mitchell. And what's coming up in 2024 and beyond, we'll find out with the amazing Sam Mitchell. You listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios, and brought to you by official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Mulson's The Missing. We'll be back with the melted town Sam Mitchell, Autism Rocks and Rolls after this timeout. We're back, amazing Sam Mitchell here on Mike Wagner Show, multi-talented college student out of Indiana University in Bloomington, motivational speaker, entrepreneur, and also the podcast host of Autism Rocks and Rolls podcast, and also the radio station WQRK 105.5. And show that sure again. We'd love to see it.
Oh, you want to see WQRK?
You got it.
Right,
yeah,
brother.
There you go.
Man, I'll tell you this. The people at my work are going to be very pleased with this. They're going to love me today.
Well, make sure to put some requests, and if you can put in some Bob Seger as well too, that'd be so helpful. You'll score some brownie points at my end. So if you can do that, that'd be super fantastic.
I think we played Bob Seger. I think if I remember correctly, once when I was walking through the station, we heard old time rock and roll.
There you go. There you go. That was before Ritzy Business got even big as well, too. And just another thing about the business as well, too. You offer a lot of things, not just podcasting services, not just consulting. You do a lot more as well, too. And public speaking and not just hosting, but coaching, editing, sponsorships, advertising, and explain some of the services that you offer.
Well, yes, we do coaching. I've always wanted to coach podcasters how to be podcasters. I like to give my little tips and tricks. I like to edit podcasts. I know a lot of people hate editing. I'm one of the odd ducks that actually likes it. I think he sounds like he is too. But my favorite part of podcasting and what we offer is the sponsorship. It's because I get to help you, you get to help me. You get to help me by supporting me, and I like to help you by advertising your company, and I like to make the ads. What you were making before, man, when you were saying, go check out this thing and this mission book, that to me, I find like, that's awesome. Like the fact that you can do that in 60 seconds and just help someone out by telling them about this company. Now it gets hard when it's the same thing, but it's still fun. And you can work with the sound effects and just the great power of your voice.
And I think that's amazing too. And how can people find out about your Autism Rocks and Rolls? And also, how do people find your website? How do people find out your podcast and your services and more? How can people reach you?
So you can find me your favorite media platform. I'm not hard guy to find: Podbean, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube. You Google something in your search engine optimization, something's going to pop up.
Okay. All right. Well, certainly check that out. We're with the multi-talented Sam Mitchell of Autism Rocks and Rolls podcast, entrepreneur, and more here on the Mike Wagner Show. Sam, just a few more things. Love to have you back. What else can we expect from you in 2024 and beyond?
Well, you can expect me in 2024 is to grow, clearly, but you can also expect in 2024 to get maybe a lot of more privileges, a lot more speaking engagements. I mean, you never know with me. I'm taking this one day at a time, but you can bet your bottom dollar there's going to be a lot more topics.
All right. We'll certainly do that as well, too. And who do you consider biggest influence in your career?
The biggest influence in my career, I would have to say family, and just people who respected me.
Okay. That's certainly good. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
Well, it's not advice, just my true. I feel like if the world could be nice and not act like idiots, I think we get along so much better. Don't you think?
I do agree on that one. I think that's really good advice as well. So we're here with the multi-talented Sam Mitchell, college student from Indiana University, motivational speaker, entrepreneur, and also the host of the Autism Rocks and Rolls podcast and the Mike Wagner Show. Sam, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Learned a lot. Looking forward to having you again soon. Keep us up to date. Keep in touch. We'd love to have you back. Once again, what's your website? How do people contact you? Where can people, check out your goods, check out your podcast, check out your merchandise, services, and more?
AutismRocksandRolls.com. Give us an email at info@autismrocksandrolls. You want to say hi or want to collaborate? Or if you want to give me a call at 812-797-9045.
All right. And what's the website and phone number again?
Autism Rocks and Rolls, 812-797-9045.
Make sure you call now and visit the website. Once again, Sam, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely amazing. Looking forward to having you again soon. Keep us up to date. Keep in touch. We'll love to have you back. We wish all best. And Sam, you definitely have a great future ahead of you.